What's up guys, Jerry here, back with another video. Today we are going to be breaking down how to get a basketball agent. I talked a little bit about this in my previous video about getting overseas, but today we're going to be breaking this down in depth. I'm actually going to do a screen recording of emails and text messages that I sent out to agents so you guys can get a feel for what you want to do with getting an agent. First and foremost, I want to talk about the best ways to get an agent. The best way to get an agent is if an agent actually gets in contact with you first. For me, this did not happen. I am from the NEI and I played at a low level in college, so there was no agent knocking on my door to try and sign me. I mentioned this in my previous video. But if an agent does happen to knock on your door and get in contact with you and he says he wants to sign you, this is a really good option for you because you know that this guy likes you already. He's interested in you. He thinks you can play overseas and he's going to work hard for you in getting you a team. So I actually got in contact with a lot of agents, and the problem for me is these agents were kind of one step in the door, one step out with me. Because they knew it was going to be hard to find me a job, so they didn't want to commit to any formal agreement with me. But if something were to fall in their lap that suited me, a position that suited me well, they kept in contact with me in case of this instance. So if you can find somebody that's interested in you in the first place, that hits you up first, then they're probably going to really hustle for you and find you a job. Second best way to get an agent is through a referral. So if you have a buddy that played overseas, a friend that played overseas, someone you know that played overseas, even a coach that coached overseas, and they are willing to refer you to an agent that they know, then this can be good for you. Why? Because you know the agent can be trusted. You know the agent has got something for a player before. One problem you might encounter when trying to get a referral is that sometimes it's a little too much to ask for someone to refer you directly to their own agent. Some guys might think that their own agent might not pay attention to them as much if they refer you to their agent. Other guys don't have a great relationship with their agent and just don't have the trust or the power to refer someone to their own agent. But it doesn't hurt to try. So if you have someone that can vouch for you, then I highly recommend trying to get an agent through this way. Guys, like I promised, we're going to be doing a screen recording of actual emails and text messages that I sent out to agents to get in contact with them. So first, what do we have here? We have the FIBA basketball agents page. And this is how you find the agents in the first place. So you're going to want to go to fiba.basketball/find basketball agent. I'll put a link below in my description. And what you can do here is you can select agents by country. So you can just click right here. It's got all of the countries that have agents. And you click on a country and it comes down here. All right, what country are we even in? Austria has two registered agents with FIBA. Click on the agent, Stefan Heinrich. This guy is an agent from Austria, and what it has here is his office email, his website, his office telephone number, and down here it actually has the players that he has signed and the players that are with him. So that's a useful tool that you can look at to get a feel for what kind of guys he actually has. A lot of the agents that I hit up had really big, high money maker guys, and that's probably not the agent that I was looking to target right away because they are not interested in me. If I am going to make any kind of money overseas, it's going to be later on in my career, and an agent is going to have to invest in me and take a chance on me. So let's actually go back to the agents page. Let's find a guy with a WhatsApp. So let's go in here. This guy is Alexandre Bento Gesto from Brazil. So he actually has an Office Mobile. You can see that the number is a little bit different. So this is why you're going to want to download the app WhatsApp. If you guys aren't familiar with WhatsApp, it's an app that allows you to text foreign numbers. All you have to do is download it, plug in your number, and you can hit up any number in the world. Any agent that is any good is going to have this app because you know that they're communicating with guys from all over the world. So this is the FIBA agents page. So let's just say I like this guy. I want to hit him up. So what we're going to want to do is copy his email, right? And then I'm going to go to an example email that I sent. This guy was from the US, so you just plug in his name at the top, and I had a little drafted email that I sent out. Hey, my name's Jerry Karcheski, looking to play basketball overseas. I've attached my basketball resume and highlight video. Here, list a couple accomplishments, get him interested. And then at the time, I was currently playing in Hong Kong, so I just mentioned that. And I attached my basketball resume and my highlight tape. So I did this for pretty much every country. I really wanted to get overseas, and I just started going at it. It took a while to personalize every email, but essentially you're only changing the name. But if you want to get overseas and you want to get a good agent, I recommend hitting up as many people as you can, so you have more options to choose from. So let's take a look at a response I got. Hey Jerry, thanks for expressing interest in the program, whatever. Unfortunately, we don't deal with your kind of player. We only deal with NBA players. So I got a lot of these responses. But hey, if you get turned down, you cannot get discouraged. It only takes one guy to like you. I probably sent out, like I said, I hit up every country. I probably sent out 600, 700 emails and probably got a 10%, maybe even lower response rate. So don't get discouraged. Just keep putting in the work. Another example of what I actually got a lot of these responses. This guy, he asked me if I had a foreign passport. I told him I didn't. And he gave me an answer, hey, you're probably not going to be able to play overseas without a passport. He doesn't know anything. You can't get discouraged by someone saying you're not good enough, you don't have a passport, this and that. I'm actually going to be breaking down the situation with getting a passport in a later video, so stay tuned for that. But this is just another example response that I got. After a while, I actually started just keeping it short. And I said, looking for a job overseas. I have pro experience because I went to Hong Kong. I was referred to you. Yeah, that's a bunch of BS, that I was referred to you. I just wanted to see what kind of responses I would get from this. Kind of the same thing. I actually ended up just sending the email to myself and then blind carbon copying all these emails so I could just plug them in a lot faster. This is really when I got impatient. It could work, but I probably recommend personalizing every email. But this was later on. This is kind of after the season started, and I was just impatient. So I just started hitting up as many people as I can. And see, I attached my highlights from Hong Kong, actually. And this guy actually responded, there are no open jobs. Sorry. Like, he was pissed at me for hitting him up in the first place. Again, do not get discouraged. Like with getting any job, you're going to get turned down. It only takes one. That was my motto. It only takes one agent. It only takes one team. So just keep going at it. This guy actually responded, who referred you? And I was kind of handcuffed here, but I made up some name and he didn't respond. But I don't recommend lying like that, but hey, do what you want to do. It didn't really work for me. So that's pretty much it in terms of the emailing. Now let's get to the WhatsApp. Okay, now we are looking at a WhatsApp message that I sent to some random agent in Bulgaria. So the WhatsApp messaging is actually how I got my agent. I sent a message to him and along with a bunch of other guys, and I had just woken up actually, and I got a random call, and he called me and he gave me a little interview and said he was going to talk it over with his team, and but it looks like they were going to sign me. And the next day he came back, evaluated some film with his team, and decided to take me on. So I highly recommend using WhatsApp. I think it is much more powerful than email. Actually, not all the guys on the agent page actually have a WhatsApp. Some of them just have the office telephone number, but I actually saw this in one of Gary V's recent videos. He said that 95% of text messages get read, while only 20 to 30% of emails get read. So with WhatsApp, you're going directly to the agent. He's probably going to see it 95% of the time, and he could take interest in you that way. So I highly recommend sending a WhatsApp message to agents. Thanks for watching the video, guys. If this video helped you, go ahead and give me a like. That would be awesome. Much appreciated. More videos to come about the overseas process and the overseas life, so subscribe.